can't breathe. They're all tired, I don't know about fatigue. Got my bros back if we come under siege. Got my dogs with me, I ain't carrying a leash. Thank the Lord for my freedom of speech, cause I say what I like and I do what I please. Brothers think I didn't train for this my whole life. Tried to tell them it didn't come with ease. They must have thought that I didn't put in graft. Stayed fully focused and stuck to the task. When it paid off, I was like at last. Them other brothers can kiss my ass. And I promise you that I wouldn't wanna be ya. Them man ain't got this energy, do ya? I cannot feel that vibe going through ya. Flat battery like my dead computer. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. I'm from a different life, different type. Energies, flows, vibes. I'm from a different life, different type. Energies, flows, vibes. They couldn't top this. When your team going crazy, it's like a mosh pit. Lonely at the top, they won't give what it's costing. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend.
Welcome to the WBC Arena. Excited to be here for this one. I'm Todd Grisham. And here he Amir Khan. He's Bolton's.
This bout is scheduled for 12.
A lot of trash talk. After months of uncertainty, we finally have a fight. And that straight got him. Matt Cook misses. He landed a good jab there. You want to know what it feels like to have Terrence Crawford hit you below the belt? Well, just ask Amir Khan. That's what happened the first time they fought, as Khan had to retire.
Amir Khan is and was one of the fastest fighters I'd ever seen. And then for the first time in his whole career, he got in a ring with somebody that was faster than him, sharper than him, threw clusters much better than him. So then he thought, what is going on here? It's a new world. How does he deal with this? Then now he's got to depend on his skills. But he didn't realise that until the fight. So this is why we're doing this all over again. Amir Khan now has to depend on his skills rather than his speed, because he knows Crawford has the speed to put him out.
Clean jab. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Catch and shoot. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight. The fans are on the edge of their seats.
It's so hot, so heated. There's a roof on here. You don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're getting under. You're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on earth.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. That jab doesn't score. men step back for just a moment. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have... Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on there. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
That jab was blocked. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That punch lands. We've seen this fighter in the past go 12 rounds and not have a mark on their face. That's what happens when you stick and move, you hit and you don't. Did you see that? Terence Crawford just got rocked. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That uppercut's blocked. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Tried to score with a jab. You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds. Whoa, wait a minute! Crawford is dazed! Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. On to the third. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
There's a counter shot. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Good counter punch. You won't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
That punch output. Thought there might be more action here. When are we going to see a jab from these two? One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of defense here at all. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept that.
And there's the bell to start round 4. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
This fight has a real good flow to it. Just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
He blocks the right uppercut. Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. They exchange punches. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
And you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
How about that time counter shot? And he scores with the counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Do you believe what we are seeing? You'd like to see more jabs. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Crawford in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
To win this round.
And there's the bell for round 5. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
He misses with that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Crawford's legs are all over the place. No, we don't see a knockdown.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
Punch, counter punch. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Both men step back for just a moment. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little favour and pickpocket him.
Nice job getting that punch through. Through the left uppercut, but it misses. Some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell, sometimes it can be this.
Here's the bell to start round 6. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Solid straight left. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch They want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. You'd like to see more jabs. When are we going to see a jab from these two? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
You can't leave it.
There's the bell to start round 7. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Fighters certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
You'd like to see more jabs. Both men step back for just a moment. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
When are we gonna see a jab from these two? Just missed with that hook. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Hard look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. You play, never blow.
Exchange here from both men. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow.
And there's the bell for round 8. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. No rest for the weary. A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Nice defense with that jab. Both want a knockout, you can tell. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That jab misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
Dominance without...
And there's the bell for round 9. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Well done with that counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Got him there. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. You'd like to see more jabs. Good punch. So much firepower here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you. We've made it to round 10. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
No rest for the weary. When are we going to see a jab from these two? This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone, and you've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Defense is not an option for these two. Missed him with that uppercut. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who... There's the bell to start round 11. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he catches.
An uppercut does not score. He throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Nice counter shot. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Both men step back for just a moment. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. And there's the bell to start round 12. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you just...
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. Crawford in trouble. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to...
And he dropped him. The perfect sniper shot. Let's watch it again one more time.
Shot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at it. It's not there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. And he's out of there.
That counter shot lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Beautiful counter shot. That hook doesn't score. Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He should be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
linesmen step back for just a moment. Nice job blocking. And it's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You still want to fight?
Did you see that? This is not how the story was supposed to go. Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go. Crawford may be ready to go down. The judges have spoken, a unanimous decision victory.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart, that is.
the sweetest thing. Yeah. I left all the joy you